what's going on, y'all? Thank y'all for joining. We'll be starting here in a second, and just letting all those YouTube algorithm pops happen. Have a good day, and as always, I see Andy first in the chat. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And we got Vern in. We're going to bring him up in a second here. Wayne is attending. Thank y'all. Another good regular. Thank you. Thank you. Digital Dreamer. Nice. How's it going? The other Frank. We got to support each other, right? 45 Auto. What's going on? Just waiting for that 1 minute pass. Then we take this off. It's going to be fun. Can't wait. Go. What is going on, y'all? I'm Frank KG5HJ, and we are going to be having a great on time. But before we get started, it was time for let's play that awesome intro video. Quick shout out to all my Patreons who makes the show possible. You can support me by joining Patreon in the link below. And on to Tank Radio. Hey, what is up, y'all? How's it going? And welcome to my stream. We're going to be talking about some ham shacks here in a second, and builds and equipment and just all fun stuff here. But before we get started, let's do the quick rundown. Super chats and buy me the beer are active. Thank you very much, y'all, for your support. Thank you to all my tankers who are also support me on Patreon and Google memberships. Those are active, and you got links in the description below. Talking about links, I'm sitting here warm in my brand new hoodie. Yeah, it came in. It got Tank Radio on the side. We have my logo right here, and there's something cool. I don't think we can see it. A new patch. Woot! I do a better job in Monday's video showing off. Go ahead and watch that. But links in the description. It is a awesome hoodie. Man, it's so warm. I might have to take it off here in a second. And my stickers. I got sticker packs on sale. And man, these are a lot of ands. I got a lot going on because it's that Christmas gift season for your tankers. Coins. This is the last month I'm going to be selling my coins. If you want a Tank Radio coin, head over to Grapevine Amateur Radio and search Tank Radio coin, and you'll find it there. Or I just put it in the chat also. And finally, boonie hats. What? This is the Gigaparts Tank Radio boonie hat. It's an awesome boonie hat. I tried Tank at checkout. It doesn't work with the boonie hat, but I have also a lot of other things over there. You get 5% off and help support the channel. But these boonie hats, these are amazing. Look at that Tank Radio. Oh, it was well worth the wait. Well worth the wait. Y'all are awesome. Let me get back to my notes. I think I got pretty much everything. Audio podcast. My audio podcast release every week, even though my live streams every other week. That means there's 2 audio podcasts that you're not going to find on YouTube. So go ahead, search for Tank Radio at any of your podcasts or podcatcher podcast apps out there, and you'll find me. I think I'm on pretty much everything now. Alrighty then. I think that is everything. If I missed anything, we'll cover it here in a second. I am going to go ahead and bring Vern, and my co-host as always, Scott. On. We need the trio. Boom. What is up, y'all? How y'all doing, beautiful baby people?
Doing good, man.
Hey, how's it going?
Doing all right, Vern. Man, it's been a while since you've been on.
Oh, man, it's been a while. I appreciate you having me on as always. It's a lot of fun to see you guys and see what Scott's done to his new look and how you're doing. And so it's always good to see you fellas. I just love to hang out with you in person, and it's so much fun online. So very good.
Awesome. Well, I love having you. And the chat overlay is working. I couldn't see it for a second. It's up in a weird corner. It's there. What? There, almost there. Pointing at it. Yeah. We were talking about, or Scott, man. I'm sorry. How are you doing? How you been these last couple of weeks?
Doing good, man. I got a whole bunch of new camera gear coming in, make better videos for the channel, and I started writing up. I'm almost done writing out this big show I've been teasing everybody with the past couple of weeks. So I've got it all written here, and there it is. So I get to see.
Ooh.
About 3 pages,
So,
but yeah, it's doing good, man. I'm just rocking and
screenshot it.
rolling.
Well, make sure.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, yeah.
You can read
Moving
my
that.
handwriting. You went 100
Oh,
meters.
if I can read my own handwriting, I think I got yours. I was trying to think of topics for this coming week, and I thought about ham shacks or ham shack build outs, and we're talking about what do you need or want, or things that you learned while building your ham shack, just kind of all over the place. Because I finished the grounding this weekend. I installed my ground rod system and laid all the copper wire, dug all the holes, rented too many pieces of equipment. um, and that's all done. And that was just on my mind. So when I thought about that, I was like, Vern is in the almost done building out and redoing his whole ham stack. That would be the perfect guest to bring on.
Very good. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's a learning experience for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So.
What? So what have you done? Let's just kind of go over a quick little overview. What have you been doing to your ham shack?
Well, it's funny. My shack was originally over in the house. We had a 16 by 16 room over there, and Renee has now confiscated that, and so she's getting her own shack over there. And so this little building was a 12 by 32 building. That this was the kind of basically a tiny home where the lady who used to live on this property before we bought it, she used this as her primary dwelling. And then she had another little 10 by 16 room that one of these little portable buildings that she left here as well. And we use that. We keep our cats in that one. But in this one, we just had always used it as a storage building, and it wasn't really anything we wanted to live in, but it was a 12 by 32 building, and it had a total restroom and kitchen, and it was small, but it was sufficient. And we just kind of used it as a storeroom for the last 4 years, and then we decided, okay, we're gonna do this. And so I'm sitting in what used to be the carport. This is a 10 by 15 room that we finished out. You can actually see the metal on the walls here. This is actually the outside of the building originally, and then back here we just had finished everything in, and had basically we just, I don't know if you can see it all. Just got a big old screen, 65-inch screen. Got my bed from when I had cancer, so I could not get, it's real nice for not getting bed sores and that sort of stuff. Oh, my focus there, is it coming back?
Yep.
There we go. And so anyhow, it just turned into be a real good usable room. And sorry, I've got a camera. There we go. And so this was my office that we kind of built in first. And then we cut a hole through the wall over here to my right and just made it an entryway into the existing 12 by 32. And then in there, we completely renovated it. And I learned some really hard lessons pretty quickly, some rather expensive lessons.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would have been, I'm sorry to keep messing with that camera. It's just not focusing here on my end. The hardest lesson was I probably could have just demolished this building and bought a new double wide and been a lot less money.
Oh.
But it's crazy. So we finished out this room next to me. I sent you some photos. I will talk about those in a minute. But
Mhm.
we kept getting into one thing after another. The water lines, had to be moved a little bit to accommodate some of our changes. And we got into this, and everybody's heard of PEX and PVC and all that stuff. There's an old type of line called Fosta PEX, which is PEX wrapped in aluminum, wrapped in another type of PVC around that. Well, finding the adapters for that are like next to impossible. So that was a $800 labor and about $600 worth of parts that just added up, and so one thing after another. Other things that we learned are, if you're not here to watch it and do everything exactly the way you want it to be done, workers don't always get that. I've got an external door that I bought from Mueller Buildings. It's over here to my left, and the guys put it in, welded it in backwards. It's got the hinges that are made to be on the outside. He goes, "Oh no!" He goes, "You can't have the hinges on the outside, sir. They'll break in." I'm like, "They're made for that." So now it takes water. So it's like, oh, that's great. So we'd have to completely tear out the wall because I was gone for a week and I came back and they'd already finished the interior, and this door frame is welded in. So we just sealed it up. I was just like, dang it, we have the opening here going over to the other room, and it'll be there for an emergency or something like that. So we just sealed it, put some caulking around it, and maybe at some point may decide to fix it, but highly unlikely at this point. So not perfect, but we just it just happened the way it happened, and unfortunately, the fellow who did the work felt really, really, really bad. But he obviously had never dealt with that type of door before. So it's about if you've got something you want to do, you got it in your mind. I learned very, very early that you just got to watch all the details, and
Mhm.
it was really, it wasn't one of those things that you could just sit there and just anticipate that. It's like I would have thought anybody who saw these type of hinges, the ones that are welded, and that you can't take off without taking the door open. I wouldn't have thought that anybody would have looked at those and said, "Oh, let's put those on the inside." But to somebody who's never seen one before, that $1,200 door is sitting here facing to the inside now. It would have been better to face it to the outside. So we're going to probably put a stoop out there at some point and put a screen door on the outside. And, that way I can look out over my pond and my field and what have you, and just kind of make the best of a bad situation. And that'll, having the little awning out there will stop any rain flow from coming in. So
Mhm.
those are some of the things we learned. We also learned that the plumbing wasn't done right here. And so we got into that. That ended up being a $3,900 rework.
Oof.
And so we got into one thing after another here at this place. And so, it was just kind of just baptism by fire. We just kind of got into it. And some other things that we discovered is that the hot water heater was having issues. And so I had to service that. And, just things that you didn't anticipate doing when you just decided, hey, let's just paint this room and open it up and make it into a ham shack. And it was a $51,000 lesson.
Oof.
Is what I've got in, is what I have spent on renovating this building. But I've, got all new siding, all new roof, all new plumbing, all new plumbing, both incoming and outgoing plumbing. And the only thing we didn't do, the building is on piers, not like piers like in concrete piers, but like as in, piers that are like piles, I guess you call them. And so the building slopes just slightly. And so you drop a marble on the floor, you can go pick it up by the front door. It's but it's okay. I mean, the concrete that I'm on is fine because I poured this concrete myself, and so I had the workers do it. I was here that day, but in the main building, it was a little bit more of a slope than what we thought, but it's pretty noticeable right now. And but it's a shack, and it's my little space. I mean, I got a recliner over here, I got a bed over here, I got a big ass TV, I got a stereo that most teenagers would just foam at the mouth to get a hold of here. And so I got clip speakers throughout the building, and it's I kind of wanted to make it my place, and so we had two air conditioners in a room. I got an air conditioner in here that's, I'm in a 10 by 15 room. That's a 12 by 32 room, including the bathroom. But I got two big air conditioner units in here, so I can make this thing pretty chilly. And so
You need that in
it's just kind of
Texas.
my way. And out here in this room, I don't have any windows, which is kind of how I like it. I don't like to be distracted by what's happening outside when I'm actually, coding. I'm a computer programmer by trade, so I made sure to make this room completely sensory deprived if I wanted it to be. So I turn down the lights, turn up the music, turn down the air conditioner. I can just be me and not have to worry about anything, and it will rattle the windows of the house next door. It's a lot of fun. And so then that gets us into the shack. The shack is, I've got I custom built my desk riser.
Mm-hmm.
Um, have I got a Flex 6400M. I've got an ICOM 9700, an ICOM 7300, Yaesu 991 Alpha.
Is that the
Um,
first picture here?
yeah, there you go. Got a little ALS 600 amplifier in there. That thing up on the left side, I don't know why it went on during that picture, but that shows my subscriber count, and yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
shows my subscriber count and in real time and it shows a UTC clock and local clock, and I don't know why it's not on there for some reason, but so
Well,
let's see what else I have. The 7300.
mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that over there on the left. Let's go down that stack. I'm sorry, I'm jumping around. That's just a shortwave receiver. It's an old Radio Shack 3RG 400, I think, one of the best receivers that I've ever experienced.
Mm-hmm.
That's on top of there's that book. That book is no longer made. That's the shortwave radio handbook. Basically, it lists all the stuff that's out there. I love to listen to shortwave. We have a shortwave receiver in our campers, and we just really enjoy it.
And wow,
Let's
that's
see.
name brand Radio Shack.
Yeah, it's an old ancient one, baby. It sounds, dude. Like old radios just sound so good to me. I think some of the boat anchors sound some of the best ones there are. And Shack Doghouse. I see what she's writing in the chat. You boys listening to her? She's the meanest woman you'll ever meet. I promise. Renee just said it's the shack or the doghouse, depending on the circumstances. And yeah, okay. I got a refrigerator over here and a kitchen, baby. I don't even need to come back home, but I got a shower. It's awesome, baby.
Ham Shack Man Cave.
It's it, baby. It's it. And then the other thing is that that receiver just sounds so good. I mean, we just love that, and we really enjoy just listening to shortwave wherever we go camping. Either one of our trailers, we've got a receiver, and then on the other side of that, let's see, let's see if the 9700 is up on top.
Mm-hmm.
The that's the 2 meter through microwave, whatever. Then the Yaesu 991 Alpha. Actually, I just sold that radio, the 991. I just sold that, so it's still here in the shack. I got to deliver it. Then, of course, the 7300, which is still my favorite radio. And then underneath that, my Palstar AT2K balance line tuner. What I like about that, obviously, is that I could tune my fence. I have actually tuned my fence with that, just to prove it could be done. I put it on the back of my Gator and went out to the fence line just to prove it. And it actually tuned my fence.
That's awesome.
So it's a great little deal. Then you see a straight key there underneath the monitor.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that Renee uses. That's a N3ZN, I think is the guy who makes those.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's at all the ham fests.
Yeah, real nice, super nice guy. The one over the left, a lady who her daddy is a silent key. She was a ham radio operator and very, very big into CW, and she used to use that. And I've got to rework it, but that thing is probably 12 pounds of granite. It is amazing how much that thing weighs, and it doesn't look like there's just sitting on the desk, but by golly, it is. It's huge. And then let's see if I can blow this up so I can see what the. There we go. I couldn't see the chat you were highlighting. Um, oh, reflection of my work. What? Vern's reflection
Oh,
workbench. Oh,
yeah, Don said he liked the reflection in the workbench in the flex.
oh, cool. Flex is up top.
Yeah, yeah. We'll get to
Oh,
your
there we go.
workbench in a second. We also had
That's it. Yeah.
Radio Wayne talking about your Radio Wayne. The Radio World Television Handbook is one of the greatest book series ever published.
Indeed, it really, really is, and it's unfortunate they no longer have those, but that is a collector's edition. I've been offered a lot for that. It is a really just a super super little book. I enjoy it.
I like
Um,
you have an organization here all done. You have your bin here where you
oh
mark Kenwood, all your Kenwood accessories put into each other because I do a little bit of that, and the organization is key when you got all these different radios and wires and programming cables. You're like, what if you just throw everything in one spot? You're
yeah.
never gonna know what goes where.
Well, it's funny because Steve, I think, is in the chat. To he and I just
Hmm.
installed that radio in my Ford trimmer today, actually.
Ooh,
So yeah, we're getting ready to go to quartzsite, and I'm leaving January 5th. I'll be there for a month,
nice.
and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. And so wanted to make sure we had a 2 meter 440 APRS mobile rig in there. So I've had that radio before my older pickups, but just hadn't had time to do it. And everybody kind of knows a little bit about my injuries and stuff. And so Steve was kind enough to do all the heavy lifting, and he got up underneath there and ran through the firewall and mounted all that stuff. So that box is no longer sitting there. It's actually installed now. So
Nice, nice.
yeah, it's been great having Steve and his wife Chris here for the past couple months.
Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that too. Tank, your audio is low.
Yeah, I'm bumping it up here a bit, so I did not know that going into
Am
it.
I hot?
No,
Is mine hot?
I could turn down y'all a little bit, and that's what I did. But apparently, mine Windows decided to cut it in half. Usually, when I do the intros, it resets, but it apparently did not. So,
I don't know.
you can continue on while I mess with this behind here.
Okay. Talking about organization, I have it's not in the picture, but back to the left is the main door of the shack,
Hmm.
and it's got a another black big toolbox like that one, just like that blue one, but it's black. And that's what I had out in my Connex storage unit, and that's what I keep all my other tools in. So it's
Hmm.
just like that one, but it's just slightly smaller. But it's also got all kinds of stuff in it. But you see all those white labels on their tank. I'm
Yeah,
organizing each and every drawer. I don't know if you can zoom in on those or not. I don't even know.
a little
But
bit.
yeah. And so I'm going to try to look up while we're talking. I'm going to try to look up the link to the video that shows this site too, if you're interested in that.
Sam says,
And
"Save your ears when Frank is quiet." No, that just pegged the meter there. Okay. Now I just got to get the
yeah,
levels right.
that's funny.
Yeah, it was
And
Windows
so
tuned me down.
what's that?
Windows turned my mic sensitivity down. I get
Oh, I see.
happy. I get excited when I do the intros, and it's just Windows just bumps the volume down. Like, oh, we're gonna be this loud right now. Okay, we're gonna have you.
Am I able to put a link in the chat or
I
no?
think so. If you can't,
I just put it in I just put it in our backstage Zoom
yeah,
chat. But
I'd go
I
ahead
wasn't
and
sure
do
if I
that
put it.
for you.
There you go. Um, yeah, that's the one that actually shows the walk through the site
Hmm.
of the shack and everything. So then on the other wall, opposite of that is the opposite of that blue is the entry door and the stove and refrigerator and sink and all that stuff. And then the other photo is my project desk that I sent to you.
The project desk. Okay,
It's the other
that one.
no next one. There you go. Yeah, that's my actual project desk. That's where I sit and do all my soldering. And I now have a spectrum analyzer up there where your cursor was there on that shelf underneath my magnifying scope there. So I got a new Siglent, or I'm sorry, Rigel signal generator, and then spectrum analyzer
Hmm.
and couple other tools there. That's the I'm sorry, it is a Siglent. Okay, it's a Siglent random wave generator, arbitrary wave generator, and then my Rigel oscilloscope, and then I've got a Rigel spectrum analyzer. It's not in that photo. And then of course I got a ton of LCR meters and flukes. I've been bitten by the fluke bug big time. Lots of magnifying glasses. I'm blind as a bat.
Mm-hmm.
You see there, I got some attenuators and dummy loads. I mean, I'm always playing with stuff. I don't know. Some of you may or may not be aware. We are coming out with a line of some ham radio products, and so I've been devoting a lot of my time to testing and doing a lot of things. But we're coming out with some filters and some antennas and some devices, some circuit boards and a couple other things to some boards to add on to the 93. I'm sorry, to the 7300, and a couple other things that we got coming out. So there's a lot of stuff happens on that desk, but which is one of the reasons, probably that and this crazy long process of this build out since June. This build out started June 1st, and we're still not 100%. That's kind of what's been delaying me getting a lot of YouTube videos put out. But we got one coming out tonight.
That is your YouTube videos right there, man.
I've been recording like a madman.
Yeah,
it's just the edit. It's just been the editing that's been the ordeal. But I've been recording like a madman.
Mm-hmm.
But I got I have an overhead mount for that now too. And then the last photo tank was the other one to the left of there is my microscope desk. There you go. Basically that microscope has a built-in 18 megapixel camera. I don't even know how deep that goes down to the cellular level. It's a medical grade microscope, and it's got, like I said, it's got a ring light that you can put around it. It's got multiple different sensors, whatnot. It's balanced, so I can push it with my finger, and the head moves back in and out and whatever. If I got to be careful though, if I spin it the wrong way, it's going to go through that window.
Yeah, I see.
I had to make a comment here, Vern.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
this is what I've seen so far, the most well-lit, most organized, most awesome-looking little ham shack I have ever seen.
Thank you, buddy.
I thought mine was clean.
I appreciate it. I've been in yours. Yours is clean, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, this is just a kind of my deal. I've got LED lights up top. We had to reroute those, so we had to take the ceiling down and rerun wire up above it, because in this building, as you might imagine, it was 12 by 32 little buildings. It's basically it's 2 by 6 and 2 by 4 structures. There was no place to run any wire up in the. There's not an attic. You know what I'm saying? And so we actually had to take the ceiling down and go from there. So it was I'm sorry, I'm just going to mute my phone here. And had to take the ceiling down. It's a metal ceiling, just kind of like this stuff here that you see on this. So we actually had to take that down just to run new wire for the lights. And so we made sure we had plenty of good lights in there. And we have some basically 4 foot long by 1 foot wide high intensity LEDs that are dimmable, and it can actually change the hue and warmth and the what do you call lumens, whatever it is. And so it's been trying and trial and error. We really tried to make it as best we could. I have a lot of space that just it's so tight. I have 4 big crates, these 4 foot by 2 foot crates that are 3 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot, I guess. I have 4 of those still that are just, I don't know where I'm gonna put them. I got so much stuff that I got to put in here. It's just like I told Renee, she's got to share some of her shack space, and she started talking about how she wanted me to use teak wood to build her desk riser or something. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I love your shack, man. I'm just flipped back to the picture. You're talking about
Well,
organization with all these screws. You have
yeah.
just perfectly
That's my Wera. Yeah, all those blue, those green ones. That's my Wera diamond collection. Every one of those screwdrivers is diamond tipped, and I've collected those over the years, and those are my pride and joy. I love them, and I know it gets frustrating sometimes to be able to, like, I got to stand up to, but how bad do you have to be, right? But because most people just throw their screwdrivers in a drawer and you just pull it out and get it, and but I love being able to see everything I got right there. And then I've got the little side mounts also in that second row, the third set there. Um, Up, right above, up. You just go up from right there. Tank, you were just about there. Now to your right, to your right. Those three little black
Yeah.
coins, right there, right there. Those are some side mounts that are just amazing to get in underneath parts and space like that. Those are screwdrivers there. So, and then it's just it's kind of my deal. I love having everything up here the way it is. There's my old Gumby. I've had him
I
since I
love
was
it.
about five. Everybody would have it. It's so funny how everybody on YouTube thinks whoever has the first video about something was the first guy to have that. I'm 58 years old. That piece of rubber right there, known as Gumby, is 54.
Mm-hmm.
So I've had him for a long while.
Mm-hmm.
If you look down on my power supply or down there, you see another one. You got
Mm-hmm.
Gumby riding on Pokey over there on the signal generator to
Yes,
the
I
bottom
saw
left.
that earlier. I love it.
But
You
and then of
haven't?
course that yellow thing there on the bench, that yellow deal, yellow
Yeah.
and black, is a smoke eater.
Okay.
To the right of that is the power supply. I've got a soldering iron. A soldering pot is down there to the right, to
Mm-hmm.
the bottom right a little bit. I don't know if you can see it there or not. I don't know if you can move that up or not.
I think that is
Um,
all she wrote.
no, okay, I got a soldering pot right there. You can kind of see the bronze of it there.
Mm-hmm.
And then magnifying glasses everywhere, power strips everywhere, and those
I.
tools there on the right, those are all Knipex
Mm-hmm.
or Knips or however you pronounce that stuff. And let's see what
Hmm.
else is on there.
I
I think
do
that's about
like
it.
your swinging light, and I bet that is also a light with a magnifying glass. I have one of those, and
Huge.
I
Yeah,
really do love it.
that
Like
thing
it.
is that's probably the best that there is. Um,
I like that overhead. What's the overhead light you got there?
that's just an
Yeah,
overhead
that
light there. It kind of spins out, and you can actually move those. They articulate,
nice.
and so you can pull those light beams toward you, or you can spread them out. And again, you can change everything. Every light I have in the entire facility, if you see any light in here at all, it's all, I can change the hue, the brightness, the temperature, whatever you want to call it. I can make the lights go orange. I can make the lights go bright white. I can, all that, because it just depends on what I'm working on. If I need to get down even that little orange and black magnifying glass down there
Mm-hmm.
on the sewing pad there, even that is a adjustable, because
I love it.
I have such a hard, my eyes, I have to carry two sets of glasses, anything from about 0 to 6 feet. I have to wear the glasses I have on, and then anything further than that, I have to wear a different set of glasses, and my eyes are so
Oops.
funky.
Uh,
And
I the other thing I like about your bench, it has the power strip outlet right there,
yeah,
like
and there's
right
one
in
under
front
the
of you.
desk too.
You just plug
Yeah,
right on in.
and there's one underneath the desk for all the fixed components. That's
Mm-hmm.
all for the stuff that I just gonna have to jack with right now.
I,
Hmm.
I,
But yeah, there's
I
all the equipment you see there. That's all those will go down to the fixed bar, which is just an exact bar, just like that, but it's
mm-hmm.
underneath the table.
Mm-hmm. I like
And
that
then,
idea. You got two sets. I did not think about doing two sets. I'm going to
yeah,
steal that from you when I build out my workbench.
that's it,
One
baby.
on the
That's it.
below that has everything plugged in, and the one
Sure,
above is for all the guest stuff. Oh, is this a TI something calculator right
it
there?
is. You bet. It's
Nice.
it's a graphing calculator.
Very nice.
It's
And
a
your up top here is just beautifully organized again.
all
Just
my stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of a
oh.
freak, man. If you ever walk into the restroom here, you can ask To and Chris. I have like a stack of like a 10 million towels and rags and
Mm-hmm.
everything else, and they're all nicely, neatly in the same place. And kind of my old days as a soldier, And the thing that was for me that makes it so important is I wanted everything to just be super, super clean. I mean, Frank, it's just it's just
Don't look
the way I
behind me.
was.
No.
Nah, I just I'm just kind of OCD about it, I guess. I don't even know, but I don't know how I can share this photo or not. Can I share? Can I
Yes.
screen share?
Screen share is enabled.
Let's see if I can do this without. Let's see, I can do it here. It's not. It's wanting to be difficult here on me. Maybe you can see that or not.
It's coming up. There we go.
Yeah. I mean, even my refrigerator.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm kind of crazy like that. Let's see, hold on. Yeah, I mean, like here's just some of the stuff that's laid out in the different spots, and there's that tool that are you able to see what I'm seeing
Yep.
here?
Yep.
Okay. And then so I just, everything is just kind of laid out that way. And then let's see, I just stopped sharing screen there.
Hmm.
But I don't know why I'm like that. It's funny because I can come in and throw my clothes on the floor and not even try to hit the hamper. And my wife comes over here and is like, "What's going on? Who are you? What have you done?"
I
But
I love it. I'm in the middle of building out my own ham shack. Like I said at the top of the screen, I finished the grounding wire, running all the wire and the grounding rods. My lesson
mhm.
learned there is rent the big tool the first time, so you don't have
Yeah,
to go
buddy.
back and rent it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. It's a um, you got to do it all like that for sure.
I didn't
Um,
think about it. That's going to come up not this Monday's, but next Monday's video. I rented the smaller tool and trying to pound those ground rods in on the Texas soil. They only went down 2 feet and it just stopped. No
yeah,
more.
You got a clay layer under your
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Texas or DFW area is terrible of clay. Clay is everywhere. Um,
I live on clay, so yeah, it's really bad.
hmm.
I got one more thing I'd like to share with you, Frank, if
Yeah.
I can get the. Hold on, I want to show you this one more photo, if and I can. I
Hmm.
don't know, does it
Hmm.
show the whole photo? Does it just show the? I'm trying to show the whole window and everything
You
here.
can share the whole
Let's see if I
window
can.
or photo. It's in the Zoom tool set there.
You see that?
Yes, it is. Here we go.
So those are my three lines that go to those on the outside.
Mhm.
They which is really funny. We are talking about the door. Let me back up. This is the original door. It has outside hinges. I don't know why he didn't look at it, but anyhow, um, this is they're kind of fogged over here because of the what do you call it? Because of the condensation and everything. That's a glass
Mhm.
entry panels, but these go to my three towers, and basically these doors open. I connect these two come into this one and then connect over here, and then they actually enter the building right where my cursor is. I don't know if you ever see my cursor there or
Yep.
not,
We got it.
but that allows me to bring in all my cables and all the rest of that stuff. And then I have another set just like that on the over here to the back of the radio station where I can have the where all the grounding and all the rest of that stuff. And then I've got some antennas that I haven't put up yet. I'm going to put up dual uh, uh, mag loops up top for all of my whisper stuff and some beacon stuff that I'm doing and what have you, just listening antennas only basically. But we have one oriented north south, one of them oriented east west, and they'll go through another entry panel just like that on to the right of the radio desk as you're looking at the radio desk.
Mhm.
Let's see what else. 2 meter 440 antenna going up. Antenna wise, we've ordered a. Oh man, oh he was at Dayton. Made the big hex beam antennas. I can't think of the name
I
of it.
know you're talking about is not the Buddy Hex, but the
You could
hex
like
beam
drive.
antenna that
The
you can.
Yeah,
weatherproof hex antenna.
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, the one you could drive over with your damn truck.
Yes. Yes.
So we ordered one of those, and then I have a Mosley three six element. I'm not even sure. Mosley 36, I think. Anyhow, it's another beam that I've got. I may put it up. Renee wants another hex beam over on her shack, and of course we have some bandpass filters to
Oh,
put together to
I'm
make
glad
that
you said
happen.
that. So, are you setting up two different antenna systems, one for each shack?
Yeah, I have three antennas. I have three towers,
Mhm.
and we only have one in the air on my side right now. Renee has a 40-foot tower on her side, and then she has a big beverage antenna that runs down the north property line fence, and then she's going to be going. She's already made it known that she's going to steal my tuner and my amplifier. So she wants to go back to running the doublet,
Mhm.
the 80-meter doublet that we have over there. And we'll probably have multiple antennas at both buildings, obviously. So it'll be a completely different. We're about from her antenna to my antenna is about 600 feet. I'm sorry, from her tower to my tower, or
Mm-hmm.
what used to be my old tower, right? And then about 600 feet, and then in her side, she also has the ability to put up that doublet on the fence line above that beverage antenna that's out there now.
Are you gonna
And
have to
so,
put in bandpass filters for each shack, or is that far enough
absolutely,
away?
no, we will definitely have to, especially because we both run power.
Mm-hmm.
And so we'll
That'll do.
definitely be doing. And so that's kind of the genesis, Frank. Not to just kind of tease about it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the genesis of some of the products that I've designed. That I didn't do anything great, but I made them a little different just for our particular situation and running power. And so we're going to be producing some of these bandpass filters and
Oh,
some
really?
other some other things. You bet, yeah.
Is there a
And so
website you want to tease or point us
I,
to?
I don't yet, not
Okay,
yet, but it'll
okay.
be under a call sign for sure. But it's probably going to be happening. I'm going to guess our first product will ship to MTC Radio. They'll probably do our first batch of 100,
Mm-hmm.
and then HRO, and we're talking to the folks up at DX Engineering as well. So once we can
Ooh.
figure out that we can actually produce in volume, then we'll probably get online and do some of that.
Okay.
But for right now, we're just it's kind of prototyping, and things like, for instance, infrared half wave that can handle full legal limit. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it's just
Mm-hmm.
nuts. The tory's like this big, but I mean, it's just there's all kinds of things you can do, and so
That one
there's
you need to make a kit because that'd be fun to build.
exactly. Exactly, and that's what we are intending to do. And I've already talked to our buddy Jason. As soon as we get where we're actually ready to start doing some of this stuff and actually producing it, and have went through all of our testing and whatever, then the very first time we do a video, I've promised Jason that he could do it, and that we would actually come in with cameras here at my shack, and I would actually build it on his live stream.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You should have like
Yeah.
a YouTubers, or at least invite all the Texas guys over to launch your
Well, we
products. Do
have,
like a launch party,
yeah. For sure, for
launch
sure.
party,
We
and
have we have
Q's up.
four we have here at the ranch, we have four full hookup RV sites. With 50 amp, 30 amp, and sewage and water. And then we have about enough space to probably do about 60 tent campers. And so we've invited everybody who wants to show up for summer field day. Renee is going to be at advanced freefall class in Chicagoland area,
Hmm.
and then at the very tail end of field day, I'm going to make a quick run up to Iowa, grab my parents, and then we'll drive over to see her and Carlos as she gets pinned with her official, skydiving license at that point.
Oh,
So
wow.
she'll be diving by herself and won't need Carlos on her hip anymore.
Oh, that's awesome. And like you said, yeah, current plans this summer field day, we're going to be up at your place and enjoying that. And I
Anybody who
look
wants to
forward to
come,
it.
we have 2 RV spots left. Um, and like I say, we'll have uh, plenty of people here. You can certainly dry dock, dry camp here. We do have a shower house and here in this shack actually is what I'm talking about. And so we got my big camper, and then we got one other camper spoken for. So we have 2 other full hookup sites that somebody wants those. It's just first come first serve. And then anybody wants to pitch a tent, more than welcome to do that. And of course, we've got the big barbecue pit outside, and smoker and grill and all the rest of that stuff. So we'll definitely be
We're
doing it
gonna
upright, and
have a
so
party. I
And
just
if
it'll
only
be
you
a
had
lot of fun.
if only you had somebody who knew how to cook all that food.
That's what I was trying to
yes.
get to, Scott. I mean, it's
Hey,
not
you mentioned a
lost on.
smoker.
That's
Mhm.
it, baby. It's not lost on me that you're more of a man around that than I am, because I stand back and drink beer and cuss, and Renee fixes it. So yeah, man, you're more than welcome, dude. Absolutely, you're in your better half. Come on, We would love to have you.
It's going to be a
And that
party.
that really goes out to anybody. We want to have a big field day here, and like I say, Renee won't be here because she'll
Oh,
be up, jumping out of a perfectly good airplane about 50 times, and I don't know how many times. I'm making up numbers now, but whatever it takes, that's what she's going to do because she's going to get her license so she can not have to jump tandem. So,
oh,
but absolutely
mhm.
field day here at Circle Six. There's no doubt.
It's going to be a blast. All I need is a bed in someone's trailer, and I'm happy.
There you
Or
go, baby.
caught
Yeah.
in a climate room.
Yeah. And and it's funny because people are starting to come now. I mean, like To and his wife are here. They've been here since I guess the first part of last month, and well, actually October. Yeah, October. Um, and then Joe Brett and Noel are coming for Christmas. Mike
Ooh.
K at MRD is going to be here for one day while Joe's here, and then so we've got just it's starting to develop into a project. You have to understand this whole place has been kind of just a labor of love. We bought this land and it had 6 foot high weeds and 7 marijuana plants tall as I was on it, and the lady who lived here was kind of liked it, kind of liked having all that obscurity, I guess, and she lived in this
Hmm.
little tiny building, and I can't say a whole lot. I don't want to incriminate the lady, but my point being is that it was a different place than it is now. We've put in about a mile of underground water. We've put in something like a half a mile of underground electricity. The water, we have 21 water hydrants throughout the property, and we've done a variety of, and we put in a couple septic tanks and fixed a couple, and like I say, we've got all that, everything we want. It's a I see that there. How much you want for them plants? They're already gone, Ryan. I grew up in the 70s.
It's always one
I
in the
grew
crowd.
Hmm.
I know. Well, I mean, yeah, he's day late. I'm sorry, buddy. You got to wake up before noon.
Hey,
But
man, Dave's not here.
it's all right.
Oh, you were talking a
Exactly.
second ago about beverage antennas. What type of beverage antennas you're putting in? Because that's a idea that kind of fascinated me, and I want to play with that at one point.
It was one that a buddy of mine gave me. It just runs the entire fence line, basically. I don't know much about it, to be honest with you, Tank. I don't even know the make on it. I mean, it's just a big ass antenna. It runs probably 750 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's horizontal. It's about 6 feet off the ground. No, it's not even that high. It's at the top of the fence post.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not a great setup, but it's a great listener. It's got some serious
Well,
ears.
that's the point of the beverage antenna.
Right.
That such long antenna and then just a long wire on the ground, 700 to 1,000 feet is almost ideal for it. And
I think it's 750. It goes horizontal and then it goes all the way down the fence line to the back of the property and then hooks a hard left for about 30 feet.
mhm.
So it's not exactly perfect setup, but it's great ears. It's for sure.
And and do you have that hooked up right now? Because does your radio
It,
need a two like antenna ports to utilize that?
we don't have it hooked up right now. And I think we did have to have there was something I had to do to the tuner.
Hmm.
And Frank, I'll be honest with you, since we started this project, and prior to that, I think y'all know in June of 2022, I broke my knee and tore my meniscus and everything. And I think those who were at Huntsville saw me in a wheelchair that year, and then I had surgery after that. So I haven't had that antenna in operation probably since May of 2022.
Hmm.
So you have to give me. I'm going to do a video about it though because I just think it's such a cool listening device. I'd be interested to see how it does against these two mag loops. To be honest with you, but I think it's going to do better.
Nice. I saw a question in the chat. Summerfield Day this year is June 24th and 25th. At least that
I think
is
that's
the
right.
quick Google search told me.
I
Um,
think that's right.
and I can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. And we're going to do it without Jason because Jason's running away to Germany this year.
Oh wow, didn't
Yeah.
realize that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's why me and Mike are were put out trying to figure out something, and then you
Oh
tossed it out
sure,
there.
I'm second. I get second
No, well,
jobs. Okay.
no, that's when you
I don't
reached
dare
out and
Scott
said,
coming here
"You
and
know
quitting
what,
my place.
y'all come over here, enjoy our place. You know, you're never gonna
That's it.
want to go back to Jason's Dearly's after you
Uh,
come back and hang out with us, and especially
that's
with
it,
all
baby.
the smokers and." Scott's
See
going to
that
come up and show me
for
how to
sure.
smoke properly.
And
Uh,
I might could find some country music to some live bands that I know can play or something. Whatever. We
that
can
would
have a
be
blast.
beautiful. This is man.
Ramstein concert at Vern's.
We're
That's it,
gonna
baby.
probably have every band running over at your
That's
house.
funny. That's hilarious. But yeah, man, it's the more the merrier. I mean, if you got tents, bring them. We probably have enough space here for 60 tents. And we're currently in a, I don't want to give a whole bunch of it away, but we're currently in negotiation for the property that's completely surrounds us. And if that happens, why then, it's just crazy amount of space at that point. But right now it's you know, that's not a done deal. And I don't know that that's going to happen by June, but at any rate, it's pretty amazing opportunity for us to buy some acreage that ended up they were not able to develop it because they couldn't get water unless I gave them an easement through my property. And I'm like, what did I do that for? And so anyhow, so they decided to try to sell me the acreage around me. And
Mm.
so if that happens, why then we'll have some other things going on here too when y'all get
Rants
here.
Verns.
It's a it's a constant evolution here. But back to the story about how bad this place was. It took me 7 days, 7 full days to shred the property when we first got it. It had, I'm not kidding you, it had grass as tall as I am, and I'm 6'5",
Oof.
and it had all those weeds that I told you about, and let's see what else. It had all kinds of concrete slabs throughout. We broke open a concrete slab and rattlesnakes galore crawled out from underneath that thing.
Ah!
And yeah, I thought I was going to melt down my shotguns
Mhm.
just in the ending some snake problems.
Did you at
We're
least get a
lucky.
couple belts and some boots out of it?
I sent one to my dad, and that son of a gun, he still hadn't made me one.
Mhm.
But yeah, he does that sort of thing. But yeah, second fiddle is no fun there, Ham Radio Wilderness. That's for sure. But we're gonna have fun anyway. I promise you that because it's gonna be a lot of fun.
You might
We're,
become
we're
primary.
pretty excited.
You're gonna blow Jason's out of the water.
I don't know about all that, but it's a lot of fun, and we're real close. For those who don't know where I'm located about 18 miles due east of Belton, which is the Belton Ham Fest is every October and every
Mhm.
April. They call it they call it Ham Expo, I guess. Yeah.
Mhm.
And for those who haven't come, Friday night is the big deal there. Where everybody gets their smokers. There's probably 4 or 5 smokers out there in the expo parking lot, and we just all have a great time. It's all about food and fun and friends, and it's, in my opinion, it's one of the favorite local smaller ham fests.
Jason loves
But
going out there Wednesday, hanging
yeah,
out like the
yeah,
2 days beforehand because that Friday is just Thursday and Friday was just hanging out and talking to buddies and operating a little
yep,
bit of radio here and there when you can find a open spectrum because everyone's running radio over there. And some of those
yeah,
guys are
for
running
sure.
power from their trailers, man.
I know it, right?
It's just
It's definitely more intimate setting than some of the larger ham fests that are out there.
Well, my favorite, and I don't know, for me, it's a lot smaller. My favorite is Mena, Arkansas. Queen Wilhelmina Ham Fest is probably my favorite.
what is this
It's
one?
just been Queen Wilhelmina Ham Fest is up on the mountain in Mena, Arkansas. Great views, great position to do any kind of low power signals, weak signals, whatever you call it. But we love it because we go up there, we stay at the lodge,
Hmm.
we rent a room up there, and we stay at the lodge, and sometimes we take one of our trailers too, and put it down there in the by the actual Hamfest tent and everything, just to have a place to relax. If you don't want to go all the way back up to the lodge, but it's a lot of fun, and they have a bar and a kitchen, and a restaurant right there, and it's just really an enjoyable time. So I'm all about some Hamfest. So I mean, our Hamfest schedule this year is insane. I'm going to be in Quartzsite. I already said that. Then as soon as Quartzsite's over, I'm hooking it back here to Texas to grab Renee, and we're driving to Orlando for Hamcation.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
one I've never been. That's one I've never been to yet.
Oh,
And
Hamcation's fun.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that a lot. And then let's see. Then the next one is Hamvention in May. The day after Hamvention's over, we are driving back to Cape Canaveral to get on board a 10-day cruise, and then back home. Let's see, then what else? I guess the next ones would be in August. We always go to Shreveport the Saturday and Sunday before Huntsville, and we
Mhm.
drive over to Huntsville, and of course Huntsville, and we're back. And then the weekend after Labor Day is Mina Hamfest, and I never miss Mina. I'll miss all the rest of those. I will not miss Mina. And then it all starts over again October with here in Belton. Oh, I forgot April is Belton also. Belton does theirs twice a year,
Mhm.
but the one in April is probably a little bit better. The one in October is kind of got a little different themes to it. They have they're both great, but the April one is kind of right after the winter, and everybody likes that one pretty much the best.
Oh, I can't wait till all these ham fests. We're gonna be hanging out and having some fun, Vern. Um, we got
Yeah, you
about
and I are supposed,
we got
you
about
and I are supposed to go do a rapid
POTA
POTA one of these
activation.
days too.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I got
Um,
5 parks I can take you to in one day. I promise you, I've done it.
oh, I can't wait. We were supposed to do that. We were penciled in the this December.
Well, I haven't activated them. I've just been to those 5 parks in one day.
Oh.
I'm saying we can go activate them.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I got busy this weekend with the weather and what it was. Man, this weekend it was so beautiful. That's when I
well,
spent all
we
the
went,
time building.
we just went recently. Renee and Steve and I, Tio and I and Steve's wife, we went down to Washington, Nebraska State Park, which is a threefer. And then we
Mhm.
had 3 operators. So, other park to parks would work us. And next thing you know, they've already got 9 contacts in their log just by working the three of us. So there's plenty of parks around here, hour and a half, 2 hours. I can show you some serious lot of fun, Tank, whenever you want to get ready
Yep,
to do
yep.
it.
We'll talk about it next year after January because it sounds like January you're booked. But we'll definitely get that in the books, man. Thank you so much for coming on, Vern. I'm going to go
Yeah,
ahead
thanks
and
for
give
having
you
me.
the
I feel like I
floor.
just dominated the conversation. I'm
No,
sorry. I
no,
just
this
talked
is
all
perfect.
this.
This is what I wanted. I wanted you to come on and impart knowledge to us because I'm looking for lessons learned when building out this ham shack. Um,
I would say stand there like a guard and watch everything you do.
yeah.
That was the most expensive thing that I did. I had a $1,900
Oof.
mistake, and yeah, you got to stand there and watch it all.
Hmm. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you the floor, Burn. Go ahead and give us a shout where we can find more about you and anything else you want to promote.
Sure. Our YouTube channel is What's Up with Six, just at What's Up with Six, no apostrophe or anything like that, and spell it out. My last name is Six. Channel that we basically are just kind of getting off the ground. We got about 1,200 subscribers or so. Primarily about my hobby and how we're enjoying it together. Renee's parachute jumping and her parachute mobile jumps and those sorts of things. And yeah, thanks Don for putting that in the chat. We've got some videos coming out. I've had a kind of a problem with the camera. I didn't realize it wasn't recording. I missed 47 minutes of overhead
Ooh.
footage that I thought I was recording. So I'm still trying to get that out the door tonight. I'm gonna hope like I can get that out, but it's probably gonna be tomorrow at this point. Um, Other things coming, just different builds, different maker type stuff. We do a lot of things other than just ham radio on our channel. Got some efficiency things about how I run, kind of our business life and our personal life, and just some other things like that as well. And we just try to have a lot of fun. Really, it's just kind of how do we live our silly ass lifestyle.
I appreciate it, man. You're awesome as always, Vern, baby.
Thanks
I
for
love
having me,
having you
man. I,
on.
I love you guys, man. You guys are great, and can't wait to see you. I hope I get to see you before Field Day.
Well, we'll definitely before field day. Scott, man, as always, what's coming up on your channel and anything you want to highlight for us?
Take myself off mute first. You can find me at Ham Radio for Non-Techies. I have a website, hamradiofornontechies.com. You can also type in HR4NT on Google, and I come up on pretty much the first 2 pages. I got a couple new shows coming up. Like I said, I just wrote out the notes for a really long show I've been researching for a while, and I think it's going to be really, you guys are really going to enjoy it. Might shock a couple of you. It's probably going to be some controversy. I'm sure there's going to be all kinds of wonderful comments about how I'm wrong about this and wrong about that, but that's okay. But yeah, just look for hamradiofornontechies.com and I'll see you on the YouTubes.
Thank you for coming on and
Thank you
helping
for
me with
having
this
me.
stream. I appreciate it. I am dropping the links to all the amazing merch stuff I have out right now. My Tank Radio hoodies, my Tank Radio coins, my Tank Radio sticker pack. That sticker pack's amazing. Remember, these coins are the last year I'm selling them. So at the end of this month, I'm going to ask Jason to take it down, and they're not going to be available. I don't even know when they're going to be coming back. So go ahead and get your coin now. I have last time I counted 21 left. So head out over there and pick up your coins because I only printed 100 and it's only taken about 2 years to get rid of them. But can't wait. If I sell them all, I'm going to be ecstatic. That's going to be so cool. Thank you all for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to all my supporters out there through Patreon and YouTube channel members, and to everyone watching. Thank you. I appreciate it. Or if you're listening to us on my audio podcast, the Search Tank Radio. I have 2 audio podcasts. So look at that segue. I am doing this right. Yes. We had some fun. I really did enjoy it. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll probably be redirected to Jason's stream as soon as I wrap this up. And as always, y'all, go forth and conquer. Say bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for having me.
Have a great week.
You too.
Awesome. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. A quick shout out to all my Patreons.
How was that? Are we still on? Cool. Thanks
So
for
you said something about a YouTube subscriber counter thing. Where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Did you make it 3D printed or did you
it's really easy to do. Look up Broken Circuit Ranch. He has a video on there. He'll put it together for you for $100.
okay.
Just sends it to you.